Hey everybody, it's Somni Respiratory Flux. Call me Flux for short, or whatever you want to call me. And in the last episode, we made it here to Ganon's castle. In this episode, we're going to get started breaking the barriers within. Now, like I said, there are some places that you have to do before others, so you can't really do these in any order exactly, but you can do some of them earlier than others. For example, you can do the spirit barrier pretty much right away. Okay. Yeah, it's... I shouldn't have put over my hook long shot because I kind of need that in this room. But, anyway. But yeah. Here you have basically another silver rupee room. Yeah, that's what these are. Why am I so bad at words? Oh, gosh. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Don't know why I picked that up. It's like... Yeah, it's like... You totally need a, Can I not pull it that way? Okay. Pulling these things. Okay, I need to speak. That's... I get I think I'm noticing that one of my shortcomings is that I tend to get so focused on the gameplay that I tend to forget to speak sometimes. No, that is a bad idea. That is also a bad idea, but maybe less bad. Okay, I made it work somehow. Ugh, that was hairy a bit. Got some torch slugs here, which don't... I mean, I guess there were some in the spirit temple, yeah, but it's a little weird. You got that. You can hit with your sword through the thing. Makes a chest appear. Now, this is interesting because it's Bombchu. This is one of the only places in the game where other than the other place, the spirit temple, where the game actually requires you to use Bombchu. Because it can do this. Hit that switch, open the door. Such a weird puzzle, but it's good they actually give you those there, because otherwise you would be kind of screwed. But no, but here's another interesting thing. Remember these fire arrows that the game kind of never tells you how to get, but it doesn't even necessarily seem like you need them for much? You start needing them here in Ganon's castle, I think. I mean, unless there was another time where you needed them that I forgot about. Okay. Oh, no. Wallmaster. Just get out of my sight. Wallmasters drop a lot of rupees, which is interesting. Okay, not another one. No, not a second one. Fortunately, they are not that difficult to kill. The thing about Wallmasters is that they're annoying, but in this game, they're pretty easy to dodge the timing of. Also, because it's like, you just gotta keep moving, because they stop for a few seconds before they actually fall on you. But, no, it's basically, you just kinda gotta guess the right thing. Also, I feel like in the Master Quest, they actually made the right switch hidden behind the Spirit Medallion, which is kind of funny. But now, you get to another point. You gotta equip your light arrows, and the game never really tells you this outright. But these glowing orbs here are the barriers. And if you shoot them with a light arrow, they will burst. And sometimes you can see the arrow just kind of sticking in the middle of the air. Spirit barriers dispelled. Hurry up, kid. And yeah, it just kind of sends you right back out to the main room. And the energy flow is kind of disrupted. I don't know. It's sort of weird, but kind of cool. But yeah, you can kind of explore these in whatever order you want. Just for my sake, and because I know this is an order that you can actually do this in, I'm going to go in reverse order of the dungeons. Reverse order that you get the medallions. And do Shadow next. Because this one is actually surprisingly important to do. And again, you need fire arrows. It's never really outright said. But you need those. Oh boy, that was a... I almost just kind of fell into the abyss. And that chest is kind of pointless. Also, those platforms will only stay around as long as the torch stays lit, so you kind of gotta hurry. They give you plenty of time, though, and you can use your hover boots to give you a little bit of extra leeway. And yeah, no thank you to the like that's just kind of sitting here. It's just... Yeah, no. This is one of the rooms where you kind of want to use the fact that you can't steal your Kiri tunic or mirror shield. Because one thing that can happen with that like in particular is if he grabs you too close to the edge and you fall off like that. It was not meaning for that to be a demonstration. Oh no, he's back. If you fall off the ledge right after the like takes your stuff, you won't get it back. And you kind of are going to need at least your Goron tunic for later. Well, requirement is not necessarily... Need is a strong word, admittedly. I don't think you really need it. But yeah, it's helpful. Light the torch again because yes. You gotta do that. And okay. Almost fell into the pit there. There's this weird goop under the area. It's strange. Once you make this chest appear, you can use the long shot to get back up. But this chest is important. This chest is actually why you can't do some of the other barriers before the shadow one in particular, because this has the golden gauntlets. You feel even more power coursing through your arms. So now you can lift up even bigger objects. So, yeah, it's strange. Light the torch once again. Actually, no, that doesn't seem to do anything. So now, how about Lens of Truth? Yes. Yeah, Lens of Truth. This one is there perpetually. It's just invisible. These bridges kind of always felt a little strange to me, like kind of like little spider web thingies. I'm gonna, and that you have to hit that switch to open the door. Oh, and there's also another torch there that you can light the same way as the. If you need to light it from this way and you don't know and you can't see where to shoot the thing. I'm getting off topic. Point is being, if you don't do this particular door, at least up till the Golden Gauntlets, you're going to have a hard time with... I think only 2 of the other barriers, technically. Yeah, I think only 2. But because of those 2, you can't do it all. Yep. And there's the arrow just kind of sticking in the middle of the air. And there's Impa saying, "Shadow barrier is dispelled. Please save the princess." Yep. I'll try. And the arrow is just still floating there in midair. Also, those golden gauntlets look pretty sick. And I'm going to try them out in a way that's a little bit different from what you're probably expecting. You're probably expecting me to go onto the water barrier, dispel that, and be halfway through. The water barrier is the one I'm going to do next. It doesn't actually even need the golden gauntlets, though. The only ones that need the golden gauntlets, I believe, are fire and light. But there's one thing, exactly one thing in the game that you need the golden gauntlets to do outside of Ganon's castle. And it is, fortunately, right outside of Ganon's castle. If you want to know what kind of objects are big enough that you need the golden gauntlets to pick them up, well, if you go down this way towards where you got Din's fire as a kid, actually. See this huge pillar, basically. And now, picking it up is actually a cutscene. And you just throw it behind you. Yeah. That's pretty cool, but there's only like 3 of those things in the game, and the other 2 are in Ganon's castle. So, if you come in here, got another Great Fairies fountain. And if we play Zelda's Lullaby, as usual, because that's what you do in this sort of situation. Whoa, that was a weird panning shot. But yes, one more Great Fairy. This is the last of them. Welcome, Link. I'm the Great Fairy of Courage. I'm going to enhance your defensive power. Receive it now. This upgrade is very useful, but you get it so late in the game that it's barely useful. This doubles your defense. So it essentially doubles the length of your health meter. The defensive power has been enhanced. Damage inflicted by enemies will be reduced by half. Yep. Battles made you weary. Please come back to see me. Yep. It's also worth noting, you get this so late in this game. In Majora's Mask, you could get this before, like, about 3/4 of the way through the game. Which is way earlier than you get it here, but it's still... I don't know. It's very nice, to say the least, that you can get this kind of defensive boost. And I'm halfway wondering if this is technically considered cheating in a 3-heart run. But anyway, this is not a 3-heart run. This is a not quite 100% because there's one upgrade that glitched out and another that I'm honestly still not sure if I could be bothered to go back and get. Yeah, the horseback archery is annoying, and I don't know if I consider that quiver upgrade necessary for my definition of 100% at this point. Anyway, there's another good reason why they give you bottled fairies to put in bottles in this dungeon, because you actually have to use bottles. I forgot about that. I forgot to make you use bottles. Oh, that was... okay. More blue fire because because it's not as if we didn't get enough of this in the ice cavern. Also, it's interesting how the water barrier is more based off of the ice cavern than the water temple. I believe these chests are traps, yeah. But no, gotta kill the freezers to open the door. And you're going to want to get at least one more bottle of blue fire before you leave this room, I believe. Because that's just generally how things went in the ice cavern, so of course it's going to be how things go here in Ganon's castle. Also, this one's just a recovery heart, so it's kind of the opposite of the trap chest because it makes you gain a heart instead of losing about a heart. Yes, this puzzle. This puzzle is a thing. You gotta push. Yeah, I already messed it up. You got... The timer is just there to make you nervous, really. But, anyhow, what you want to do is push this block this way into the hole. Nope, 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 nope. Link, what are you doing? Link, this isn't the time to be climbing stuff. This isn't Breath of the Wild. But no. Push that block, and then you can push this block this way, this way. Woohoo, right this way. I guess I could have saved that for after I used this blue fire, so I wouldn't have to go back to the other place, but anyhow, once you get that, you can climb up here, use your blue fire, melt this ice, and switch is rusted. So, of course, that means pull out your Megaton hammer, and that opens the door. Now, you still need to actually get through the door in time, but it's right here. You don't actually have to push any more blocks. You're just done. Fortunately, the timer stops when you leave that room. It's just... I don't know. That barrier is a little bit strange, because again, it's based more off of the ice cavern than the water temple, and the air is just kind of sticking in midair again. Also, the barriers, when they're bursting, look kind of like fruit to me. Like a weird mix of a peach and a mango. I'm not sure why I'm not really entirely sure what I'm doing either. But anyway, we've dispelled 3 of the barriers. And also gotten the other thing. You know, these are all really quick, so even if this is a longer episode, I want to do this all in one video. So, to the fire, which, yes, it's hot in here, so we can't stay long. But again, your time is based off of how long your health bar is. But notice that these platforms sync. If you put on your hover boots, and I'll put on my Goron tunic here. Okay. I guess I thought that putting on the hover boots would make it so that the thing doesn't start sinking. Maybe it was because I was already on it. Yeah. You have to step onto it with the hover boots already on for that benefit to count. And it doesn't count for that particular type of platform, just the main bridge thing. But we've got another giant pillar. And I'm going to be doing all 3 of these in this episode, as it turns out, at this rate. Anyway. But yes. And I'm going to want my long shot, too, I think. Instead of my Megaton hammer. But I guess that could have been useful for taking out this torch slug, but it's not like I can't just do it with my sword. Yeah, also that double defense. Also, I noticed the torch slugs seem very likely to drop magic bottles, which isn't necessarily a complaint, it's just kind of an observation. And with that, okay. However, if you get all the silver rupees, you don't have to get them again. If you do, if you don't have all the silver rupees, I believe you have to start over, but yeah. And then, of course, you need the long shot to get over to here, to this door. And now, you're just here at the fire barrier. Yeah, this one's kind of short. It's like, it's just the one room. But no. And now, burst that barrier. Weird mix of like a peach, a mango, and a water balloon. Fairy barrier is dispelled. Hurry up, brother. Also, that's weirdly off-center. I don't know if I like that. It's kind of strange to me. Weird thing to be complaining about, I guess, but I'm a weird person to be complaining about weird things. So, you know, that's just how I do. That's just how I do. But no. At this point, you want to switch out of your hover boots. Your boots. Anyway, next is the forest barrier, which is, I believe, one of the weirder and more annoying ones. I think because it actually does This one is going to involve using various boot switches. Also, that Wolfos here. This one again shows a bit of a weird thing. It's like the fact that the water one was based more off of the ice cavern suggests that earlier in development the water medallion was going to be from an ice temple rather than a water temple. But as it turns out, this one suggests that the forest temple might have originally had a slightly different element to it too. You'll see that in the next room. Also, light those torches with Din's fire, like that with a fire arrow. And also, while we're here, you might want to pull out your lens of truth, because there are. Okay, no, they're not invisible chests here. I thought there were. Maybe I was wrong. Okay, yeah, I was wrong about that. Sorry. Yeah, we got these fans that you saw in the Shadow Temple. And wind gusts. Which suggests to some people that the Forest Temple, especially because of the shape of the Forest Medallion, kind of looks like a four-bladed fan. This leads some people to suspect that the Forest Temple may have originally been intended to be the Wind Temple, which we don't actually see a proper Wind Temple until Wind Waker, which, of course, the Wind Waker is going to have a Wind Temple, but I don't know. But here's another Silver Rupee room, and I don't know. Ganon's Tower is cool and all, but this is the third barrier. The Spirit one temple had a wind-based room. Well, no, it didn't have a wind-based room. It had a Silver Rupee room. The Fire Temple was entirely a Silver Rupee room, and now the Forest barrier is also Silver Rupees. And guess what? There's going to be Silver Rupees in the light medallion room as well. So it's just I like the concept of Ganon's Castle as like kind of a final exam, make you do everything again in an abridged format. But I do feel like it kind of the way they did it kind of shows they lacked some ideas at this point. And it's kind of sad that so much of Ganon's castle is just collect all the silver rupees, because it doesn't really feel like a particularly amazing puzzle after the 5th time you do it. But anyhow, now that we've burst the forest barrier, we only have one more to go. Oh, Saria is just kind of floating there with the arrow pointed straight at her. Hurry up, Link. Also off-center. I don't know, that's strange to me. But now we have just one more barrier. Yeah, kind of, see, that looks like a wind symbol, not really a forest symbol. I mean, it could be both, but I don't know. Not sure how I did that, but I'm not gonna complain. You don't need your hover boots anymore, by the way. I think that's the last time you really need your hover boots. You also could have used the iron boots a few times to avoid getting blown off by the fans, but I was able to just kind of dodge them. That pillar just shatters. But now, we go into the Temple of Light, which there isn't really a Temple of Light. Okay, this is the room. That's an invisible sculpture, by the way. There's invisible enemies here. There's invisible enemies there. Invisible enemies there. And if you kill all the invisible enemies, you get another chest. Which, this one is the one that has the actual key in it, I believe. This is also the only part of Ganon's castle where you need keys. Is it the light room? However, interestingly, the chests that had invisible keys on them have helpful items, while the chests that didn't are traps, I believe. Although helpful is... yeah, helpful is kind of a loose term. But also these traps don't really do much damage at this point, so... especially if you have that double defense. So yeah, I'm just gonna activate them all just to open all the chests, because I'm silly. Anyway, open the door. And... yeah, this is really the puzzle they put here. Plays Zelda's lullaby, and it makes a chest appear with a key in it so that you unlock the door. That's... again, it feels like they didn't know what to put for puzzles for this particular branch, because there's no actual light temple in the game. I mean, they speak of it, it's the Sacred Realm, but it's not an actual dungeon. And it does feel like they intended it to be at some point. Also, you liked silver rupees so much, now let's make them timed. And put it in a weird perspective. It's just kind of strange to me that they did this. I don't know. Also, those rolling boulders, I don't believe are supposed to be so close together. I'm not sure why that's happening. But there's no barrier. No pots. And if you wait too long, a wall master is going to come try and drop on you. But it's a fake wall. And here's the real light barrier. It's, again, they didn't really have a cohesive concept for the light barrier pathway. So I'm not sure entirely what they're going for with that. It's cool, I guess. But anyway. There's Rauru. The light barrier is dispelled. Hurry! And with that, we have now dispelled all 6 of the barriers in just about half an hour. Which means barrier blocking the way into the tower has been opened. Next time on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This is it. We're at the end of the game. We're taking the fight straight to Ganondorf. Next time on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, it's the beginning of the end. Respond, vibrate, feedback, resonate in the comments below. Tell me what you think. And may the good elephant guide your way.